Hey everybody, my name is Cougar Draven, and this is Link's Awakening. It's about 20 years old at this point. I played it first when I was, God, 6. 6 sounds about right. That's a long time ago. Anyway, it's the first handheld Legend of Zelda game. There were, I think, 3 before it. There was, of course, the original Legend of Zelda. There's Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link, and then finally there would be the Link to the Past. This is the first one to be on the Game Boy. Actually, technically, this is the second one because this is the DX upgrade, which added color and a few other, well, annoying things that we'll see over the next 25 minutes. Due to the limitations of my own original software, I can't do live recording of this, so this is post-commentary. I'm sorry about that. But anyway, welcome to Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening DX. 15 years old. It's probably my favorite game. Anyway, let's get started. Link, because I'm playing on a gamepad. I'm not used to it. It's a unique one. You wake up after being shipwrecked, and the first thing you see is this young lady who graciously took you into her home and nursed you back to health. And you're on Koholint Island, or Koholint, or I don't know. This is Terran, and here's your first item. It's, it's different. It's a useful shield. You upgrade it once throughout the course of the game. And yes, that is a chain shot. We'll come back to him later. This is a fairly straightforward early game mechanic. It's, well, like I said, I'm out of practice, so I'm going to make a few stupid mistakes here and there. But, basically head down to the beach, grab the sword, and enter the owl. Anybody who's ever played Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time will know that anytime you see an owl, you're in for a long speech. In this case, the owl is informing you of something called the Windfish, which is just, your legendary hero is supposed to awake the Windfish, which, makes me wonder about a few things. Generally speaking, I'll come back to that. First, let's get the sword. We get the sword. Let's kill some things. After walking headfirst into some spikes again. Gotta get a handle on that. I'm gonna try to collect the full 1,480 rupees needed to complete the game without stealing anything. Not 100% sure if I'm gonna do it because I'm bored, but I'm gonna try. And you'll notice the music has changed as well. Before there was just a generic theme. Now there's a different theme for each area. And there's a different theme for this bastard. This is two, count it, encounters with the owl before you even hit the first dungeon. What the hell is up with that? And he keeps talking forever. Yes, you will find a key in the forest. Find the key in the forest. Blah, blah, blah. Shut up, owl. Moblins, the first enemy that you will encounter that takes more than one. Oh, god. Damn it. This is what was the acorn? I don't remember the name of it. I don't like the acorn, so I try to forget it. But basically there are 2 power-ups you'll find. One is the Piece of Power, which looks like an upside-down triangle, which doubles your attack strength. And the other is the Acorn? Guardian Acorn, that's it. Guardian Acorn, which doubles your defense. So you take half damage. Which, I've never really done the math on it, but I think if you only take half a heart of hit points, you won't take any damage at all. I'm not 100% sure on that, don't quote me on it. But anyway, we just picked up a mushroom. The beginning of the game is tedious. It always is. But, you know, every once in a while you find something neat. Like in this case, we're going to find a chest, which we can break the crystals and open to find 50 rupees. We're on our way. The first goal is the 200 rupees needed to obtain the shovel. Some moblins carry a sword and shield, just so you know. Another Guardian Acorn. Now, in the original Link's Awakening, you could press B to just exit out of those dialog boxes immediately, but in the DX version, it actually forces you to go through the whole thing, which is kind of annoying, honestly. Anyway, Witch's Hut. Here's the witch. Give her a mushroom. A sleepy toadstool. And in return, you get, what do you get? You get some magic powder. Oh yeah. Go back to the forest, basically, at this point. Try to avoid getting hit by numerous baddies. In that case, you see the, I believe his name is Cuke Man. I don't think. And finally, a piece of power. I don't actually think this is actually going to serve me much well, except for, boom, one-shotting that guy. Yeah, no. And here we have... He's a raccoon, and if you talk to him, he says he's gonna make you get lost. And as a matter of fact, it's Terran, who's been put under a spell by eating one of the mushrooms, because you're not supposed to do that. Anyway, chest. What's in the chest? Why, it's the tail key. You can open the gate to the tail cave. 3 times. This is 3 times you've had to deal with this owl before the first dungeon. It's a bit annoying, honestly. It's kind of like a combination of Navi and Kikora Gabora from Ocarina of Time. It's just not fun at all. But at this point, head straight south, back to the beach. And head east instead of south when you get to the Toronto shores. And go around this little cut here, and you will find yourself in front of a key gate. And that looks like a confusing door to me. It looks more like a gap in stone. Anyway, welcome to Tail Cave, the first 8 levels. Now for whatever reason, I decided to get the compass this time. The compass was annoying in both games, in that every single time you pick it up, you have to deal with this long dialogue box. If I can remember where the compasses are in the future things, I will not get them. I know I didn't get it. You know, it's... Also, those things are annoying. The beetles, they're annoying as hell. That thing up there in the middle is a pressure switch. You step on it. And like so. And you get a chest. And in this chest is the first key in the dungeon. Well, the second key, technically, but it's the first key in a chest. Kill the keys, and go up. No, I don't want this to sound like a... I'm sorry if this is sounding more like a walkthrough. It's not supposed to be. I'm playing the game, I'm having fun. You know, I'll admit, the first time I played this, I was 6. It was 20 years ago. And, it took me almost a month to beat this dungeon. I will freely admit that. And I consider myself lucky that I've managed to get so much better at the game that I can beat it in, what, maybe 15 minutes? Yes, those are Goombas. Yes, you can jump on them, and when you jump on them, they give you a heart, just so we're clear on that. Anyway, I played this first when I was 6, and it took me a long time to beat this dungeon. And now it's kind of like the back of my hand, because it's a game I've been playing for 2 decades. You know? And so I know where every little hidden nook and cranny, especially in the first dungeon. Like, I have most of them memorized, but not all. This one I have pretty much memorized. But, as we'll see, I'm still prone to making some pretty stupid mistakes. I really should have found a way to get some hearts here. Another key. I think in this dungeon, this is a very simple dungeon. It's fairly straightforward. It's actually pretty linear. You have to enter each room in order to get everything. You have to. Except for one. There's one hidden room that you can't access until likely after the first dungeon. But every other, if you want to complete the dungeon and get every item, you have to enter every room. It's just that simple. Now there are a couple of items I'm going to be skipping here because the beak for the owl is not necessary, and I'm going to probably skip those where I can. And I'm going to do stupid things like this and actually die. But you know what? Don't let that. I've always believed, don't let things get you down like that. If you die, get back up, get right back on the horse. I'm not going to get my perfect game, which I really wish I could get, but I've done it before. I've beaten the game with no deaths before, and so there's no point in doing it again. I'm just going to play it to have fun. This isn't, this isn't a speed run. If it was a speed run, I'm woefully behind. But I'm just going to play. And the first boss, which is a Moldorm Caterpillar. It hits pretty hard, but you take just as much off of it. And the first heart container of, well, 9. 8 or 9. Probably 8, actually, now that I think about it. So maximum of 14 hearts. You start with 3. There's 10 to go. 7 of those are going to come as heart containers. The other 12 are going to come as heart pieces. I don't know if I'm going to collect them all yet. I'll collect all the heart containers because you need to. But other than that, I'm not sure. One thing I'm sure about is I'm sick to death of this damn owl. Blah blah. He talks and he talks and he talks. He didn't think we could do it, so he just let us go on his way. The next goal is north to the swamp, which we kind of saw a glimpse of our next goal, but we're gonna go actually get to it now. But for, again, we have to pass through Mabe Village again, and this time, whoa, something's going on. The kids are yelling. A lot, actually. And they're not really making any sense, because up until this point, we don't even, this is one of the old games, one of those old games where, they tell you just enough to play, but, what the hell's a moblin, right? They don't tell you what the hell a moblin is, or where Gopanga Swamp is, or, the fact that the Tail Cave is even out there. You could have explored and found out that was the Tail Cave, but you didn't know. And you could have explored to find out where the Gopanga Swamp is. That's fair enough. But what the hell is a moblin? There's nothing telling you what a moblin is. And anybody who's familiar with the game is immediately seeing, I'm going the wrong way. I know. I figured it out in about 3 screens. That cake-looking thing is a like. And the blue things are moblins. Yeah, I'm going the wrong way. Moblins, up until this point, they're not named. You don't know what the hell they are. You figure it out when you go to this next area here, but Yeah, but it's one of those early, late 80s, early 90s RPGs that doesn't tell you a damn thing about itself. And I kind of like that. I really do. Anyway, jump over this pit, get the first piece of hearts. Of 12. I may get it, I may not. And this thing, the windfish in name only, for it is neither. I like that. Because we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that at the very end, as a matter of fact. Get your 4 moblins here. 3 of them go with 1 blow. Take out 4. And then the boss moblin. I must be an assassin sent by Madame Meow Meow to rescue the mutt. Who the hell is Madame Meow? You see, it's all these things where it's like, it's RPG rules. If you don't know what you're doing, you're not doing it the right way. If you're not exploring everything, stealing everything that's nailed down, you're screwing up. That's just how it goes. And blah blah blah. Oh, gotta watch out for those arrows. For those of you paying attention, this guy actually has more hit points than the boss of the previous dungeon. I just want to throw that out there. And you just don't run up against him. Like, with no preparation, no new items, no anything. Just good luck and go. And now you're dragging the chain chomp. That makes sense. He's treated as a dog. I don't know why. I never thought of chain chomps. I mean, yes, they bark like dogs. They do that whole thing. But I never thought of them as dogs. They're giant monsters. I don't know. The thing about Bow Wow is he will. Oh yes, again. Every time you touch something, when you don't have a power bracelet equipped, it tells you that you can't lift it, and since this is the DX version, you can't skip out of the message, which is annoying. I'm glad that I didn't have any my shield on me, because it would have eaten my shield, which is annoying. Sometimes, if you attack something, you can encourage Bow Wow to actually go after it. And another Guardian Acorn. Didn't even have a chance to miss that one. Another chest with 50 rupees in it. 145 out of 200. I'm getting there. I'm getting there real quick. And Dungeon 2, Bottle Grotto. I won't lie. When I first played this game, it took me a year. I was 7 when I beat this dungeon, and I picked up the game first when I was 6, and it wasn't like only periodic play. It was pretty much non-stop. I couldn't figure out how to do some things, and then when I did figure out how to do one, it took me like a month to make the first breakthrough and pick up the special item, and then from there it took me a good 2-3 months to deal with the biggest puzzle in the game, well, in this dungeon, which is getting the Nightmare's Key. And even 20 years later, I'm still not accustomed to gravity. Still, gravity is not my friend, let's be honest. That's what, 3? 3, I think, yes? Hooray, I got a small key. And just in case I'm not ready for things that involve keys, I'm gonna go get another one. Gotta go around to get this one now. This was kind of a puzzle at first, but whatever. This one's got good music, this dungeon. It was confusing. It's definitely a step up in difficulty from the previous dungeon, which is good. It should be. But, and again, I just happened to brush up against it. I wasn't even trying to pick it up, but you never know. Anyway, hidden tunnel and an extraordinarily high bounce. Okay. Gonna try to avoid dying this time. Grab the flying hearts, fill my health up, and head up to the Cyclops bomb throwing guy. If you've seen Link to the Past, these guys were in there up by Ganon's castle. Thankfully, a bit easier to beat this time, and they don't roam as much. This is not like the first dungeon, though. The first dungeon, the boss room was almost immediately after the mini-boss. This is not the case here. You have to get some more things. I haven't even gotten a special item yet, which is the power bracelet, which right here, as a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken. And of course I'm not. I just played this. You found the power bracelets. You can lift things now, because lifting is awesome. I could say something, but I won't. Get some. Get a chest with 20 rupees in. And we're at 167 to 200. And pick this up. It's another key. I think I'm gonna end up a few over. Oh, gotta go back and do that. Avoid the beetle. Always avoid the buzzy beetle. And now from here, we gotta go down. We gotta go down. And okay, now this room is special. The rabbit is called a Pole's Voice, and you have to kill it first, and then the bat, and then the Stalfos. And you have to. This is the only part of the game where having the in the original version the stone slab, and in this version the owl's beak. That's helpful because that would have told you this if you knew what the hell a Pole's Voice was. Which when I was 6, I didn't. So kill the bunny and head down here. The first one moves fine, but the second one you need a pot in your hand in order to make it move, which, I guess, whatever. And then you see the boss door, so we're almost there, aren't we? Just jump and jump, and here we go. Oh, this guy is a pain in the ass. Anyway, he's inside the bottle. And he says this every time. Every time. When he just flies around and throws fireballs at you. Just throwing fireballs. And then he jumps back in the bottle, you hit it with a sword. And this is new. It's basically telling you, no, that's not good enough. Which is, you know, something I could have used when I was 6. Because this took me forever. Because I didn't know you had to pick it up and throw it. I just, I kept hitting the bottle and I was like, oh, great, done. When do I beat him? And I never did. And then repetition 2, knock it on his back, throw the bottle. Drop his damage. And it comes out for round 3. Which is just kind of annoying. But let's, get it done. Kind of annoying. And he's out of the bottle, which means he's gonna fly at you now. Which means, well, do something. Avoid the fireballs, basically, which I'm really bad at. But thankfully, that was unnecessary. Avoiding the fireballs was not essential. It could have been. I came close to dying. And that would have pissed me off. But I made it. So pick up the conch horn to get 2 of 8 instruments. 1 more dungeon and I can go to the special color dungeon and make it so the game is not even a challenge anymore. Not that it ever was. as we get to a close, my name is Cougar Javen. This has been Link's Awakening, Part 1. If you like it, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.